talked to a number of immigration lawyers who helped me understand better how this program works. Talked to a couple of regional RCCs that were available for investment. Eventually came across Sam Silverman and his organization. Spent some time discussing the situation with him. Also talked to a few lawyers, as I said, and one of the lawyers that I was referred to was Anahita George, who's the lawyer I eventually ended up going with as our lawyer. Not only was she easy to work with and available, but she herself is sponsoring her sister to come to the United States from India through the EB5 program, and she's chosen to invest in the same project I did, the Twin Lakes Rural Project. So that gave me some comfort also that she was committed to the same project as I ultimately chose. I also spoke to another investor in the Twin Lakes project who is very enthusiastic about the investment. He had done his due diligence on the project before I did and gave it a good review. I like the rural aspect because from research I did, that's sort of favored by the USCIS and may result in a faster route to getting a visa to come here. So if that's true, that is a real plus. I like the fact that Sam has already locked in all the jobs. I saw the economist's report on the job creation, and we've already satisfied the government requirements for job creation and for investor, and so that risk has been minimized, not being able to achieve that. So anyway, so on balance, everything about Twin Lakes looks very solid, and I feel confident you can say, based on everything I know, that that's going to be a success. Yeah, I would also say that Sam and his team were very easy to work with. They were responsive. They accommodated our situation.
Shifting back over to the project, you mentioned you'd done some real estate development yourself. I guess for those investors who don't have experience with real estate development, this being a real estate development project, what are some of the kind of most important things to look for, with respect to doing diligence on the developer and the project itself?
In my mind, the single most important factor that matters in a real estate development like this is the track record of the developer. If they have a successful track record of doing this in the past, and not just once, but multiple times, that gives me great comfort that they know what they're doing and that they're going to repeat the track record. And Coulter Homes has a long track record in the Southeast of developing residential real estate sort that Lakes represents. And so given that track record, I felt that they would be an excellent source of investment and would produce the kind of results I was looking for. So that's the number one. Number two, as I mentioned, is the demographics. The kind of people they're selling to are people who I think will be able to manage through this possible recession we're looking at, if there is one, and continue to buy homes there. I don't think the recession would disrupt that as it might some other kind of real estate development in some other parts of the country. The Southeast is a prospering and growing area. People are moving there, and the doctors and lawyers who are buying into the Twin Lakes project should be able to be doing that under almost any economic scenario.
Some of those points you mentioned, the Southeast demographics. How would you, compare, contrast, this opportunity outside of Atlanta with, other EB5 investments, let's say, that are, in the Bay Area, in Oakland, where, the demographics and, kind of trends are not as favorable?
Of course, yeah, the Bay Area is probably a prime example of an area that's risky because people are migrating out of the Bay Area, people migrating toward Atlanta. So you've got an exodus of people, of talented people, the tech community is kind of leaving the Bay Area because housing costs are so high, and because now people can work remotely, they don't need to be in the Bay Area to work for the. I would think the Bay Area is probably one of the areas you want to avoid in terms of risk profile if you're looking for a place that's going to survive under any economic scenario.